I guess I should mention I'm going to be a sophomore West next year. So about a year ago, my parents sent me on a trip to Seattle during quarantine since I'd been able to leave the house for the past 4 months. And I stay with my extended family members there. And I remember when I was there, my cousin was often having meltdowns and tantrums more than usual, according to my aunt. It wasn't until I was near the end of my trip when my cousin confessed why she was so upset. She explained with tears in her eyes how much she hated COVID and just wanted things to go back to normal. She was 5 years old at the time. Despite the fact that young people are least affected by COVID as an illness, we have experienced some of the worst consequences of shutting down. We have been forced as kids and teens to sit in our rooms all day and look at screens, which is ironic since you all were the ones discouraging that, saying that it was bad for our health. And you were right. Last year, I reached an all-time low along with my sister and my sister's friends. Due to that horrific year, masks are much more than just a piece of cloth on our faces now. It's a trigger for trauma. Every time I put that mask on my face, I'm reminded of how I laid in my bed all day going to school. I'm reminded of when I was yelled at for wearing my mask down while playing basketball because that was more important than me being able to breathe. I'm reminded of all those dark feelings I had that year when I gave up hope. My biggest wish going back to school was that I could heal from that year and feel normal again. I want to make connections without having to guess what the rest of someone's face looks like, and yet you're trying to take that away from me. COVID is not going away no matter how many times you shut down the world and force people to wear masks. The real question should be whether it's deadly or not, and for my age group, it generally isn't. Especially with the majority of us being vaccinated. We must learn to live with the risk, just as my sister learned to live with the risk of going to school with a severe milk allergy. To anyone that is worried and want to wear a mask, what you wear doesn't affect me, but why must you control everyone else? The people that make these decisions aren't even going to be affected by it. Shouldn't the ones who are be deciding what they do with themselves? This decision is about our health, not yours, so I hope that you can let us choose by making masks optional.